It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero War Central, and in today's video, I want to talk about question and answer. This is something that I haven't done in a while, and I thought that I would get back to it. I like to alternate the Sunday videos back and forth. I apologize for that. I know that you guys like consistent schedules. But how the Q&A videos work is I like to publish them on Sundays, and I like to grab a couple of questions that get asked, often, or questions that I thought would be fun to answer. And I like to answer those questions. And if you have a question that you would like to see answered, of course, hit me up on Discord. There is a link to my Discord down in the description box down below. Just hit that at Hero War Central and message me directly. It's my profile picture is my Hero War Central logo, so it should be pretty easy to find. Be sure to go ahead and find me there and ask me there, or on Facebook Messenger, or on Instagram, or wherever. But most part, I answer the quickest on Discord. That being said, if you want me to answer a question live on video, I guess not really live. We're not really live. But if you want me to answer a question here on YouTube, leave the question on the comment section of this video, and we'll do our best to answer it if it's a good question. So I've got 5 decent questions today. I think that they're all worth answering, and I think that they allow me to chat about different topics a little bit more. So let's get into those questions. First of all, we have Jonathan Young asking about Isaac. Does Isaac plug into your Kark team? That's what we really want to know. Does it counter Yasmine? So my Kark team, for those of you that are not aware, is, first of all, it's not my Kark team. I just adopted it. It's the Kark team that I use the most. I didn't come up with this team. But I like to use Astaroth, Kark, Nebula, Faceless, Martha. I call that quote unquote Bob 1. That's variant 1 of my Kark team. I also have Bob 2 and Bob 3, but I'm not going to get into that too much. I like to swap Nebula and Martha on occasion. Usually I keep Astaroth in there unless I'm going up against a team that doesn't do front end damage, such as a lot of the Twins teams don't do a lot of front end damage. They attack the whole team at once. They don't really attack the front target. So sometimes I'll let Kark tank himself. But usually I'll swap out Nebula for Jorgen, or for Celeste, or for Sebastian, or for Kai. I often keep Faceless in there because of his high synergy with Kark. Not only does he do that knockup, but he's also exposing that second hero to Kark's high basic attack damage. Often Martha is unnecessary. If I'm going up against a couple of teams that will drain energy from the back line, then I don't use Martha. If I'm going up against a Jorgen team, then I will often use Martha. It just kind of varies. But I will probably just by default plug Isaac in for Nebula. All right. Now that we effectively have 3 counters to the Twins teams, and Kark teams have a lot of ways to counter Twins teams. I really don't have a great answer to this question just yet, but I think for the most part that's what I'm going to be doing. I do have a mostly leveled up Isaac. I'm still a good chunk of power level away from having him where I want him to be. And when I get him there, I'll do some testing with some pets, and I'll have a better answer for you, Jonathan. As far as countering Yasmine, I mean, Isaac silences, and he does do physical attack damage. So Yasmine will dodge his Violet skill, and she doesn't really have any magical attacks, so she doesn't get silenced. So it doesn't really counter Yasmine. You'd want to have more of a dodge team or more of a stun blind situation in order to counter Yasmine. Turbine asks, can Sebastian block Isaac's first skill? 100%. 100%. And specifically, we're talking about Facebook and web here. Sebastian's first ability will block debuffs, the first 15 debuffs after he uses his ultimate. And Isaac's ultimate skill is 5 silences. So it will take 5 of the 15 charges, but if Sebastian casts his ult first, he will block Isaac's ultimate. This is going to be particularly effective if you're a Twins player trying to counter Isaac teams. Consider Sebastian more and more now. He is an incredible hero to level up. Even if you're not a Twins player, even if you're not a Kark player, Sebastian is just such a strong hero here on Facebook and web. Why is Judge bugged? His Violet skill gives magic penetration to your entire team. And then Jonathan Taylor jumps in here. Judge's Violet ability decreases the enemy's team's magic defense. A fun little interaction there. So Judge's Violet ability is Interference Generator. It states that it will lower the enemy team's magic defense, and it is a passive. Judge isn't bugged. He's he's just on the weak side. He's just a little on the weak side, and he definitely could benefit from maybe a little bit of a rework. I have seen some teams that have used Judge to great effect, but there's just too many other teams that do what he does, but better. His ultimate does an area of effect damage, which is okay. There are other heroes that do more damage. His green ability will put a shield on the ally with the lowest health, which absorbs all damage, including pure damage. This isn't bad. This isn't bad, and I've seen this used to great effect, especially on mobile, to counter the Yasmine teams that are floating around. Hologram is blue ability. Using talent, I love how they describe this skill. Using talent, Judge is cleared of all negative effects and also blocks the next attack, transforming the damage received into health. So this ability right here, I think this ability has the most potential. You could use this guy as, you know, like a failsafe to escape debuffs, to escape, you know, area of effect silences or area of effect stuns. But, you know, since it's a blue ability and you can't control it when it goes off, it's just inconsistent. So I wouldn't call him bugged, but he's just a little on the weak side. Will he get an update? I think at this point, all of the heroes that have needed a rework or some kind of tweaking or adjustment have got that. You could argue that Ginger's pairing with engineers here on Facebook and the web is potentially good enough of an update to her, but I think Judge is actually the weakest hero in the game, at least in my opinion, and probably the opinion of a lot of players, that Judge is the weakest hero in all of Hero Wars and Hero Wars Mobile. I'm not even sure how to pronounce that name. I apologize. I'm not even going to try. Could you redo the tier discussion for Darkstar after her rework? Well, I actually did do that. I'll go ahead and put a link to the video up in the top right-hand corner now, and I'll add it to the end of this video. But I do feel like Darkstar lost her utility. I feel like she became more of a damage-dealing hero than a support hero. So I did move her over to a different tier. Check out the video. Like I said, I linked it at the end of this one, so check that out. And then finally, Luis Perez says, why are some heroes as Artemis are so completely weak? Also, why don't we fix them? Well, Luis, it's hard in a game like this with 50 to 53 heroes to balance for the future. You don't really know what's going to come out. So in the beginning, there was like 6, 7, 8 heroes that came out. You know, Galahad and Artemis, those introductory heroes. And I'm sure that 3-4 years ago, whenever the development for the game started, those heroes were balanced within that meta, that sandbox, whatever you want to call it, that environment, that ecosystem. As new heroes are being added, especially such groundbreaking, game-breaking, meta-wrecking heroes like, you know, Envari, Sebastian, Satori to an extent, you know, the Corvus and Morgan counters, the Yasmine that just does crazy, the dodge rework on mobile. As new heroes like that and as game changes are happening, they can't quite make the same blanket changes to every hero to make sure that they're still balanced. I'm sure that there is plenty of playtesting done before every change happens. However, Artemis in the beginning was really strong, and I still feel that Artemis has a place. In fact, here's a video I'll post right here about a strong Artemis team that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. I'll also link it at the end of this video. Worth checking out if you are in love with Artemis. And, you know, I'm not a huge fan of Artemis, but I know that some people are. You know, there are some heroes that are just better at others than what they do. You know, if you're looking for a magic damage team, you know, you're going to gravitate towards specific heroes. If you're looking for a physical or a critical hit or a timeout team, then you're just going to gravitate to particular heroes that are, you know, more popular. Or that might be the other side of it. Maybe that it's not that Artemis is weak. Maybe it's just that she's less popular. Maybe consider that. Maybe try to play, you know, heroes that you like instead of the heroes that are popular. I think that you'll be surprised, especially if you learn the ins and outs of that hero, how to make them effective, how to, you know, bolster up their weaknesses, and how to support their strengths. So think about that, Lewis. I hope you come up with some really cool team ideas with Artemis. I can't wait to hear about them. With that being said, let's wrap it up here. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. I'm looking forward to get back to work on Monday. I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.